All right, guys, welcome to your very first video. We're accessing this video on Schoology today to see if you can figure out how to get this done. And so we're going to watch our first video here, and this is the way your video notes are going to work. There'll be a video made by Mr. Kennedy, Miss Tickle, or myself, and we work together to make these videos for you to try to help you learn all that you can at home so that when we get back together in class, we're able to do some work and some games and have more fun in class than we would have just filling in notes. But one of the notes that you have to be able to answer is called a hot question on our notes. So let's look right here. How to answer a hot question. What is a hot question? How do we even answer that? A hot question stands for higher order thinking. It's H.O.T. And that higher order thinking is the most important part of your homework. It's worth 20 points as your homework. And yeah, that's a lot. That is a lot of points. But that's what it's worth because it's so important that you do it well and that you do it right. So let's see what that means. So why do we ask these hot questions? The hot questions let us know what you know. It's a chance for you to kind of show off and show me what you learned and the connections that you can make. And we can tell by the response to the hot question how well you understand the material and if you understood what we were teaching or not. And I am so impressed by the connections that the kids make from time to time. It's amazing the things that you can think of and what you come up with and how you put those together. Higher order questions are not easy. You have to use your brain. And you can see right here, there's a little picture of a brain on the screen. And you have to use your brain to answer these questions because it's not in plain view. You've got to make some guesses and you've got to put some things together. You're not going to find the answer to a hot question word for word. That's not what a hot question is. You have to think a little more about it, and it's a little bit harder to answer. If all I wanted you to do was just read and go look back in the book and find an answer, would I just give you a whole sheet full of questions and say, answer the questions at the end of the chapter? But that's not what I want you to do. I want you to use your brain and to think a little harder and to think about what you already know and how does that relate to what we just learned. So let's see an example. So first of all, it has to be in complete sentences. You have to follow the directions. The question will tell you the minimum number of sentences required. Usually it's 3 to 5. So you'll look for 3 to 5 questions sentences that can answer the question for you. So make sure that you answer all parts of the question. If there are 2 parts, make sure you've answered both parts. Let's look at the screen. Both parts there. And yet we need historically accurate facts, not just your opinion. So think about using vocab words and think about using accomplishments or things that happened in nature or geography, any disasters or things like that. So think about using historical accurate facts because that shows me that you're able to put together what really happened and what's happening today. So here's an incorrect example. So the question is, does Cyrus deserve the title of the Great? Why or why not? So this is a 2-part question, okay? So here this person answered the first part, yes, he does deserve this title. He was from Persia and he was a good king. Okay, so that's a very short response. It should be 3 to 5 sentences. And this response doesn't answer the question very well. Does it answer the question? Yes, but not very well. There are no historical details. We don't know why he's a good king or why he's a good queen or why he's a good leader. And it's really hard to tell from this answer what you've learned. We need more information on this response. It's just not enough information there. So let's look at the next one. Cyrus does deserve the title. Does Cyrus deserve the title the Great? Why or why not? Yes, we're going to accept this answer. Let's look at this. This question has 2 parts. First, you have to make a decision about Cyrus, either yes or no. You can go either way. It's your opinion on that part, but you have to be able to defend your opinion. That's the tricky part. When you answer the why or why not, you must support your answer with 3 historically accurate details. And your opinion is not an accurate detail. Now, it can help you answer. You look at the details and then you agree, yes, he is. That's your opinion. Or you can look at the details and say, no, he's not. That's also your opinion. But you need to be able to back that up with historical accuracies and things that prove your point. Okay, so let's look at what this good answer does look like. Here's the correct example. So there's our question again. Does he deserve the title the Great? Why or why not? Cyrus, king of Persia, does deserve the title the Great because he was a great and merciful conqueror. Okay, so now you tell me why you think he's a great conqueror and he has mercy. Then you're saying Cyrus conquered the whole known world. There's a historical fact. So he conquered all the people around him. When Cyrus conquered people, he was merciful and he let them keep their own belief system. So he didn't make them believe like he did, he let them keep their beliefs. Cyrus also let the Jewish captives return to their homeland. Well, that shows he's merciful and he was great and kind. And to help him govern, which means to run his whole huge empire, he developed one of the first mailing systems on the roads to connect the provinces that he had conquered. So there's a lot of good things there that Cyrus did. So we can see the good things he did, and we can see how he was nice to people, even though he conquered them in battle. And so you made a decision. This person made a decision. Yes, he does deserve the title. Restated the question, and then told me why or why not. All right, so this is like the biggest part of your homework in your video notes to answer this question correctly. There are very few pronouns used in this, so we don't use pronouns. We use real historical titles and names of places. Cyrus was the king of Persia. He was great. He ruled the known world. He conquered people. He let the Jewish people go back. So I actually could have changed homeland back to Israel. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do to make a hot answer good. And so refer back to the list of how many sentences you need, no pronouns, and different things like that. And by Christmas, you're going to be writing really good hot answer questions. So I hope to hear what you have to say. I can't wait to read what you come up with and the connections you make. And I'm really looking forward to some amazing answers. And that, my friends, is how you answer a hot question.